Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another video. And this time, I'm going to be covering the idea that you seek comfortability too much in your own life. And it's quite fucking pathetic, if I'm honest. And I feel as though this is a prevalent topic to cover at the moment, as I feel as though people nowadays are trying to seek comfortability more and more to a greater extent as time goes on, and it's leading to profound laziness and a huge lack of accountability when it comes to addressing and solving your personal problems. Now, the very first thing that you need to start doing is taking personal accountability for absolutely everything that happens to you, even if it is not your fault. So there is no downside, realistically, to taking personal accountability for everything that happens to you in your life, as all that is going to do is enable you to take charge of the issue and address it and deal with it the best you can. So an example that I'm sure people will use to counter-argument me in this sense is you're driving in your car with your girlfriend. A car pulls out, not your fault whatsoever. You're not even speeding. You're driving the speed limit. They hit you, and then you're both really badly injured in this car wreck. How on earth am I going to take personal responsibility for this without it turning into this negative cycle of like self-hatred in that sense? Now, in those outlying circumstances where there is no personal part to play, you could argue that you're the one who drove the car to that location, which then resulted in you being there for that car to collide into. So within reason, there is a backpedal of personal responsibility you could go to. However, there is obviously no benefit for saying that it was your fault that you did that, because it doesn't make any sense. Otherwise, you wouldn't get anywhere in your life. You'd always basically think the worst case scenario could always happen. So you're not going to do anything. You're going to stay inside. In those cases, granted, yes, taking personal responsibility isn't necessarily actually going to get you anywhere. You just need to acknowledge that that was an outlying circumstance. There realistically was nothing that you could have done to stop it, but it is entirely in your control now as to how you deal with the problem going forward and how you address it and move on with your own life, and don't allow that incident to impact you for an extended period of time. That is 100% on you. That is what the onus is on. It is nobody else's responsibility to help you or to enable you to move on from an incident such as that. It is all on yourself. And when you say that to people nowadays, it almost angers them and it makes them think, oh, well, that's not fair. It shouldn't be all up to you. It shouldn't be up to you. You should have people there to support you. You should be able to lean on others and get help from them. Where has that notion come from? Where has the notion come from that you should seek help and you should get others to help you work through things? Why do people not acknowledge that you are entirely capable of getting over it yourself? Because you have that power, you have that capability. If people were to elicit that in you more, you would actually believe it more, and therefore you would enact it. Whereas when people say to you, oh, no, it's fine, take the next 3 weeks off work. You need it for mental health. You need to do this. You need to do that. All that is going to do is create a victim mentality and a victim mindset that will then continue throughout the rest of your life and perhaps make things worse. Because the more you tell yourself you are a victim, the more you are then going to become a victim, in essence. The more you are actually going to make that a reality, which it It wouldn't be if you told yourself you are not a victim, no matter what happens to you, and you have the capability and power to get over anything that comes your way. That is how you need to begin looking at life and facing adversity. Now, the way in which this all loops back to the fact that you are trying to seek comfortability, and it's pretty pathetic, is in every avenue of life, the only way in which you grow, evolve, improve is by seeking uncomfortability. Everything that is difficult becomes easier the more you do it. And the hard part is when it's difficult. So losing weight, going on a diet. If you wake up every day and you say losing weight is hard, you are a fucking moron, is one way of putting it. Losing weight is not difficult. We all know how to do it. Everybody here knows how to lose weight. You have to move more and you have to eat less. It actually could not be any simpler. And the way in which you do that is by you don't pick up as much food on a fork and you don't put it into your mouth. And the food that you do choose to eat, well, it isn't absolutely packed full of calories, sugar, fats. There you go. Simple as. And let's say you go for a walk, even better. Now you're moving as well. If you just do that consistently for an extended period of time, you will lose weight, you will reach the weight of your goals, and you will feel more confident, you will look better, you will feel healthier. Everything will tie into that. And the only thing holding people back from achieving that, who do want to lose weight, is the simple fact that they are just so desperate to stay in their comfortable little bubble where they're like, a little sweet treat. Oh, we're all entitled to a little sweet treat. Oh, what one takeaway won't hurt. Oh, come on, it's only one takeaway every Friday. It's a tradition. Like, do you not acknowledge how fucking pathetic that sounds when you're like, oh, we all need a little sweet treat? No, we don't. No, we don't. Athletes and people who you see in phenomenal shape, they don't need a little sweet treat because they get their serotonin, their dopamine, and what makes them feel good from more fulfilling things in their life rather than a piece of cake. When you continue to tell yourself that it is okay for you to eat junk food, continue to be overweight, which you realistically don't actually want to do, and then almost convince yourself that it's okay, you are becoming the problem. You need to start truly facing your issues and realizing that the longer you keep yourself in this cushy little bubble, you are going to stay there, you're never going to change, and if anything, you're just going to get worse. What you need to begin doing is whenever you don't want to do something, you need to start coding your brain to acknowledge that that is something that you really need to do. When you don't want to do something, that is actually something that is going to benefit you in the long term. But the trick with our minds is we are so addicted to dopamine that the easiest and fastest way we can get it is the way that your brain is going to tell you you need to go after. So eating a piece of cake. When you eat that piece of cake, it's got high fats, it's got high sugars, it triggers serotonin release, and your brain then goes, oh, that was amazing. We want more of that. We want more of that. In fact, that's all you want to eat. You just want to eat cake and nothing else because we love it so much. And the reason why it's telling you that is because it gives you that short-term fast dopamine, whereas exercise does give you dopamine. It does give you a serotonin release over time, but it's long-term results. It takes a lot longer for you to actually get that feeling from it. And it takes hard work. It takes a lot more input to actually get any output. And you begin to notice that everything that is actually beneficial for you is the exact same. You want to learn a language. People always say, oh, it'd be great if I could speak another language, but they don't want to put in the months, the years, the time that it takes to actually learn it, because they'll start and then they'll be like, oh, wait, hold on a minute. I don't feel good about this. In fact, it's making me feel stupid. It's making me feel like I can't learn this. It's difficult. It's hard. I'll give up. It's the same with everything else. I'm sure a lot of people watching this can probably drive. When I first got into a car, I was thinking I was never going to be able to drive. I couldn't even steer straight. Everything was off. I was like, how on earth is my brain going to be able to figure this out? And once you do lessons with someone, once you actually put the time and the effort in and you go through all of the stress, I used to stress so much during my driving lessons. I'd be sweating into the seat. Then you go, hold on a minute, this is getting easier. Hold on a minute, I'm actually feeling good about it now. Then you get through the test, then you can drive, and then it's like the easiest thing ever. It becomes totally autonomous. So it's not a stress whatsoever anymore. What used to be such a high stressor is now just an autonomous action for me. And for myself as well, that's the same now with eating healthy. Because I've put the work in, I've pushed myself to levels of discomfort, and I've gotten myself used to it. Now, if I need to lose weight, if I need to eat healthy, it's not even eating healthy, it's just eating. It's just eating normally, how we probably all should eat. And my brain no longer sees it as a challenge. It is autonomous. The same as weightlifting. When you first start going to the gym, it is going to feel really difficult. Your body's going to feel really sore, and your mind is going to tell you, I can't be bothered with this. Oh, you're telling me I've got to do this every single week for the next couple of years? Yeah, sure thing, mate. Sure thing. Do it for a few months, 3 to 6 months, get that under your belt. You're going to start to think, how on earth could I ever live without doing this? And I can't even remember what my life used to be like before I started weightlifting. I can guarantee that is going to happen to everybody who has begun weightlifting. That is why you notice so many people get into the gym and then never quit, and all they do is post about the gym and they get obsessed with the gym. It's because they realize actually how rewarding getting results and pursuing something that is uncomfortable and discomforting feels. And I'm actually considering starting up boxing again soon. I'm a bit undecided. I did kickboxing for like 1 or 2 months, but I really wasn't committed to it. I wasn't really trying to learn when I was doing it. This time I think boxing might be a little bit better just because it's a bit simpler in essence, just less limbs. And it might tie into my weightlifting a little bit better. Because when I did kickboxing, I was always worried I was just going to break my foot or just, send one wrong kick, pop my groin. Like I'm not the most flexible dude. So boxing might be a better option. But the primary reason for that is obviously it's really good cardio, can help health-wise, but it is also going to be something I'm totally new to, I'm very unskilled with, it's really out of my comfort zone, and it is going to make me uncomfortable, and it is going to get me comfortable with feeling discomfort. And that, in the long run, will reduce your anxiety and stress when it comes to any scenario like that. So the reason why I get saunas and cold showers, for example, isn't necessarily for the physiological benefits. I know there are quite a few that people like to list. For myself, if you're able to sit yourself in a really hot sauna and then go out of that into an ice cold shower and hold yourself under the ice cold water, your body is telling you to get out of both of them. When you start burning up in a sauna and you're sweating and you're thinking, oh, am I going to pass out here? I'm going lightheaded. Your brain starts to tell you to get out. It's like, get out, you're overheating. But you're able to stay there way longer than your brain actually thinks. Way, way longer. Likewise, when you go into the cold water, before you jump under that water, your brain is like, don't you dare go into that cold water. Don't you dare. And you're facing your own mind and saying, whoa, hold on a minute. Like, who's the one in charge here? I'm going under that cold water, whether you like it or not. And boom, you go under the cold water, your breath goes, you've got to take about 10 seconds to actually get your breathing back. Your stress shoots through the roof. And then you realize, hold on, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. And I feel as though that fear of stress, that fear of discomfort stops people from ever reducing their overall anxiety and ever getting themselves out of that cycle of just disappointing comfort. Like nothing, honestly, nothing makes me more sad than if I go out and I see a man who's overweight, He's got a beer belly. He's pretty fat. He's middle-aged. He's packing his bag full of just shite. He's got frosted flakes in there. He's got brownies. His haircut's pretty shite as well. He clearly has just lost interest in taking care of his physical appearance. That is sad. That is really, really sad, because there is a reasoning behind that. And if you were to sit that man down and ask him whether he was truly happy and whether he looked the way he really wanted to look and whether he was eating what he really wanted to eat, I can guarantee you he's going to say no. He's going to say no. And then his reasoning and the reasoning for where his life is just going to be excuses. It's going to be excuses, and they're all going to have been avoidable. When I was personal training, one of the most common things I'd hear people say is, oh yeah, I would do that, but this. Oh yeah, I would do that, but this. Oh, so how did you end up? Oh, I remember here's one. I remember when I used to be really fit. Yeah, well, like, oh God, I used to weigh this much. I used to have a six pack. I used to weightlift just like you, mate. I used to weightlift just like you. Yeah, oh, what happened? He's like, oh, you get old, mate. You get old. What on earth are you talking about? There are people who are old who are still in fantastic shape. All you did was let yourself go and lose sight of your priorities. That's entirely your fault. Oh yeah, but you get a girlfriend, and then you get a mortgage. Once again, your decision. Oh, and then you have the kids, and when you have the kids, obviously your fitness has to get sacrificed. Once again, your decision. And then before you know it, you end up here. Okay, is this where you want to be? Are you admitting to me that you actually prioritize all of that over your own health and longevity in life? Or have you just chosen to do that and really let your foot off the gas when it comes to taking care of yourself? And for the most part, it's always the latter. There are plenty of people who have children, have a mortgage, have a house, and are still in fantastic shape and live very healthy lives. The only difference is they have worked harder. That's it. The only difference is they have worked harder and they have maintained themselves as a priority in their own life. And you only get one life. And you're the only one living this right now. If anyone has actually managed to sit through this, because I think this has been a bit of a waffle one. I think I am chatting a fair bit of shite here. You're the only one living this life right now. And therefore, you are the most important person in your life. Of course, if you have children, then I'm assuming they then actually go up on the hierarchy. But if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of them. And I sincerely hope that no one grows up where their child doesn't look to them as being a role model. If I ever had a child, I would hate to hear my kids say, oh, my daddy's not healthy. My dad doesn't look good. No, I wouldn't want to look like my dad. That's sad, mate. That's really sad. And you're the only one who can fix that. You want your kid to look up to you as a beacon of what they want to become when they grow up. So you need to be doing well in your career. You need to look good. You need to feel good about yourself, because people can see that. And if you actually make sure that you level up your character and you devote enough attention to yourself, which you fucking should do, that's the main thing. You really should do, because you're letting yourself down. You're not letting anyone else down. I don't actually care, really. I don't really care, because this is my life and that's your life. You're letting yourself down, and you are far more capable of great things. You're far more capable of great things than what you're already doing now. So acknowledge that. Fuck anything that seems comfortable. Seek discomfort more in your life. Push yourself out there to do things that scare you. Do things that you think, oh, I don't want to do that because of this, because of that. There isn't any becauses. Put them in the fucking bin. Get out there and actually do things that are going to enhance you as a person and get you closer to living the life you truly want to live. Okay? I think I've pretty much covered everything. Once again, all of these videos are totally scriptless. So this is just all improvised. And that's why sometimes I feel as though I might be rehashing the same point a couple times. Hopefully, I made that, relatively clear, and that it followed like a decent train of thought. Anyway, that's enough for today. I hope if anyone has gotten to the end of this video, then thank you very much. Honestly, it means a lot. And that shows that there are some people out there who actually, do enjoy what I'm talking about and hopefully absorb some of it and apply it to their own life. As always, if anyone has anything that they'd like to share with me, maybe their own outlook on life or things they might have read that they think would be useful, drop it in a comment or send me a DM. I always appreciate new ways of viewing things, and I'm always open to discussion on that front. So yeah, besides that, get out there, seek discomfort, improve yourself, improve your life, and I hope to see you in the future in a better position than you are now. Have a good rest of your day. Catch you later.